That's wild. That is huge.
Disappointing.
100 feet. That's like 10 stories. That's like a small apartment building. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Kaz. We're back. Today we are doing something completely different. Not even a little different. Completely different. We're doing some top 10s today, guys. We are doing the 10 biggest waves ever recorded. I don't know about you, but water, can be freaky. Can be a little scary, considering that the Earth is like 80% water. Our bodies are 80% water too, I guess. But the Earth is like 80% water, and we only have discovered like 5% of our oceans, compared to we know more about space than we do in our own Earth, which is insane. So when you see big waves like this, and just the water in general, the ocean in general, is kind of scary. Never mind these waves. Some of these waves, I'm sure, are going to be like 100 feet high or something like that, which is insane. I'm kind of curious, though. It's going to be kind of lit. It's going to be kind of sick. I want to see these waves, so let's get into it. It's crazy how people catch some of this stuff on camera. Like, I don't even know.
There's something about big waves that makes us want to sit back and let the awe wash over us, so to speak, as nature makes its awesome power known for all to see. That is, unless you're a particular brand of surfer.
Damn.
Then there's something about them that inexplicably makes you want to grab your board, hop into the water, and attempt.
That's crazy. Well, that's crazy too, but like...
surfer. Then there's
like these waves and like how tiny that person is.
There's something about them that inexplicably makes you want to grab your board, hop into the water, and attempt to cheat death. There are plenty of places all around the globe renowned for the frequent recurrence of huge, terrifying waves of the sort that only the most skilled, brave, and downright crazy surfers are able to navigate.
No way.
But even they would draw the line at some of the...
Bro, can you imagine? Like...
truly gargantuan swells we'll be looking at today. Yes, some of these incredible waves have actually been surfed, but others wouldn't be attempted by Poseidon himself. Whether they were caused by man-made explosions, natural disasters, or simply the forces of the ocean, they're proof that bigger isn't always better, especially when you're talking about the walls of water with enough power to capsize ocean liners or level entire towns. Let's check out the top 10 biggest waves ever captured on camera.
Dang, bro, can you... Wow, what is going on? What? I didn't even know they do that. They test nuclear bombs in the ocean?
On May 16, 1958, the U.S. conducted a test of nuclear weapons codenamed Wahoo, an open ocean test which took place in the middle of the Pacific. The purpose of the test was to determine the effects that an underwater nuclear explosion would have on vessels such as Navy ships, and Department of...
And it created a friggin' tsunami, I bet, or something.
Defense officials, along with a few filmmakers who were there to document the test, watched the proceedings from the small island from which the missiles were launched. A cargo ship was situated 2.5 miles from ground zero. Just imagine being aboard the vessel when this happened. The enormous plume of water which shot over 800 feet into the sky completely engulfed the ship, which sustained enough damage from the shockwave so as to render it immobile. On the island, camera crews watched in concern as the waves started to roll in. The first one not so high, the second substantially higher. As they scrambled for the safety of nearby treetops, the third wave came in and covered the entire island. The waters receded shortly thereafter, but it's safe to say that the men tasked with recording this event just might have had to fight the urge to panic for a moment or two. Or three.
That's wild. Largest
in
wave
January
ever
2013,
surfed?
Professional big wave surfer Garrett McNamara was looking to break his own record for the biggest wave ever surfed, a whopping 78 feet, officially a world record. He was scouting off the coast of Nazaré, Portugal, where he had set his previous record.
Okay, so I heard like Portugal, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I heard Portugal has like the biggest waves, or like the biggest surfing waves or something like that.
And his instincts paid off. He was towed by a jet ski into the rising swell of what would become an absolute monster of a wave, an estimated 100 feet high. And not only did he come out of the attempt alive, he managed to stay on his board nearly the entire time. The video of his record-shattering feat just gets more terrifying the longer it goes on. McNamara is first precariously perched atop the enormous swell. Then he successfully rides one of the biggest rip curls you'll ever see, which comes crashing down on him with what can...
Bro, why does it look so close to like the land?
Massive force. Amazingly, he stays upright and rides out of the wave even as an insane wall of spray chases him onto the beach. In an interview with Surf Channel TV Network, McNamara said of watching his performance on video, "Sometimes I look at it and go, it's not that big at all. And other times I look at it and go, wow, when you're in the water looking at this wave, it seems a lot bigger."
That's wild. That is huge.
Disappointing.
100 feet. That's like 10 stories. That's like a small apartment building. That's a big wave. to surf. Like,
Lee McNamara's insane feat was never officially verified by Guinness.
I wonder what the biggest wave is. Like, how tall is the biggest wave ever like recorded? Like, how do you even record a wave though? Like, how are they recording that?
Meaning that his record of 78 feet was the only one officially recognized until 2018. That's when Brazilian big wave surfer Rodrigo Coxa notched his place in the record books by catching an 80-foot wave off the same coast in Portugal, where the previous record had been set. In the clip, Coxa looks positively serene as he glides out ahead of the mountain of spray.
Wow.
But don't let this fool you. This sport, and particularly the waves at Nazaré, are as dangerous as it gets. In 2017, British surfer Andrew Cotton fractured his back in pursuit of this record in the same area. And while he has made a full recovery, the incident serves as a stern warning to any would-be record holders who dare to surf Nazaré.
His back, eh? Dang. Oh.
As an island nation in an area prone to large destructive
scary.
earthquakes, Japan is a world leader in earthquake preparedness. But when coupled with the explosive force of a tsunami, there are times when no amount of preparation can avert disaster.
That's
In
terrible.
2011, a quake
Yeah, I remember this, and like, this was actually
Measuring
like messed up. It was like
9.0 on the Richter scale
9.0. Like, of course that's gonna cause some sort of tsunami. That's insane. Like, I don't even know how these guys like handle that. Like, they go through a lot, like, as a country, like a lot.
struck off the coast of Japan, only about 40 miles east of the Yoshika Peninsula. And even more than the quake, it was the resulting deadly tsunami waves that resulted in wholesale loss of life and property. The most powerful earthquake ever recorded in the history of Japan produced killer waves over 130 feet high, which swept through the city of Miyako and traveled up to 6 miles inland. As you can see in this jaw-dropping clip, entire villages were simply washed away in the blink of an eye.
Bro, look at, oh my
this day,
God.
there are thousands of people who are still unaccounted for. Thousands were injured, thousands more killed. And the meltdown at the Fukushima nuclear power plant was also a direct result of the tsunami. The World Bank estimated that between the quake and
That's
the tsunami,
crazy.
$235 billion in damage was done, more than has ever been caused by any natural disaster in history.
That's wild. That's all, like,
Some of the clips which you
I
can
didn't even
find
know all that information. Like, I knew it happened and everything, but I never watched any like clips really on it or anything.
online documenting the battles between puny humans and giant waves don't come with a lot of accompanying information, but you don't need a whole lot of context in order to feel the visceral terror. For instance, just take a look at this clip. Mine are about like a toy boat in a bathtub. As you can see, the camera, which appears to be positioned a healthy distance above the surface of the ocean, is completely submerged for several seconds, until the wave mercifully recedes, somehow leaving the ship still afloat. If you've ever doubted the bravery of those who sail the open seas, you can safely put those doubts to rest now. And if you're still not convinced,
You guys are wild.
just keep watching.
Wild. I don't know how they do it.
The North Sea, situated between the
Okay,
United
let's see. North Sea. Okay, so we're UK. Okay.
Kingdom and the Scandinavian countries, is a famously rough place for vessels of any kind. Navigating the area can be especially treacherous for smaller vessels, like this one, which appears to come very close to being capsized as this
Small?
monstrous wave comes crashing over the hull of the ship.
That
Of
thing's-
course, ocean-faring vessels are designed to withstand the punishing conditions and huge swells of the open sea, but there's no amount of ingenuity that can make up for the unpredictable volatility of Mother Nature 100% of the time. And make no mistake, when it comes to swells of this size, the danger is very real. According to a 2013 analysis by a major shipping insurer, fully 94 ships were completely lost that year. And by some estimates,
That's
roughly
crazy.
2 dozen ships per year simply vanish beneath
That
the
all
waves,
happens there in the
never to be
Nordic
seen
Sea?
again.
Huh.
As big waves go, this certainly isn't close to the biggest one on our list, but this clip was shot from the relative safety of the shore.
Bro, that's a
Not
big long beach. Where's this? Cape Town. Wow. Look at those houses. Something straight out of GTA or something.
Not on the open sea. It's not every day that a simple storm produces the type of waves which can come up on shore to engulf entire vehicles. But that's exactly what happened in Cape Town, South Africa one stormy day. Incredibly, near the beginning of the clip, a man can be seen riding his bike through the exact area that takes a pummeling mere seconds later. As our unseen videographer shoots from what they think is a safe distance, a huge freak wave unexpectedly comes crashing over the beach, swamping the entire immediate area. It's a good thing the guy on the bike got out of the area when he did.
Yeah.
But then, watch closely at the end of the clip. Another man can be seen near the railing separating the beach from the street, just standing there. Perhaps he's seen worse. Perhaps he's on some kind of mind-altering substance. Or maybe, just maybe, we're looking at Aquaman.
Wild.
In 2016, musician Stephen Burke posted a clip to YouTube that has since garnered over 12 million views. In introductory text, he explains that he has
That's
a regular gig playing music
scary.
on cruise ships, which ordinarily means a lot of smooth waters and amazing scenery. But in February 2016, while aboard the cruise ship Anthem of the Seas, things suddenly got scary as the ship sailed into the middle of a brutal storm. The pleasure cruise had turned into a battle with 120-mile-per-hour gusting winds and giant crushing waves, which rose up above his eye level as he shot video, even though his room was on the third deck of the ship.
That's
the window
scary.
of his room even becomes intermittently
So that means like those normal waves just coming around the boat were already, 3 stories at least.
which somehow prompts giggles from Burke and his friends instead of shrieks of terror. Later in the clip, the pair demonstrate the crazy angle at which the ship was being pitched by simply walking down the hall. And in the video's climax, their third deck window is submerged so
Bro, these guys were literally sideways, like walking, like defying gravity right there.
completely that it renders their room completely dark. It could be that these guys' laughter was simply a coping mechanism to mask their fear. Either that or these are the bravest musicians the world has ever known.
That's crazy, bro. I can't
If you're
even
curious as to what a
imagine being on a cruise ship just lost in the middle of the ocean and going through tidal waves.
Ship under assault from the ocean would look like from a third-person vantage point, look no further than this clip, shot from a helicopter, as the ocean very nearly takes down a full-size luxury liner. As the cameras roll, the copter's crew stay remarkably silent, probably because they thought they were about to record the deaths of everybody aboard the vessel. One can only imagine the sheer panic of being a passenger on this liner, as the ship is repeatedly rocked by the merciless oncoming waves, and pitched at angles which look for all the world like they must exceed the vessel's tipping point. Incredibly, the ship manages to stay afloat, but it's still safe to say that this is likely the last cruise any of its passengers ever embarked on.
Nope. Antarctic
Believe
drama.
it or not, there are many cruise lines which operate in the Antarctic, for those who have had enough of calm seas and sunny weather. In 2010, the cruise vessel Clelia II was navigating its scheduled route when rough weather caused it to lose power to one of its engines. As the wounded ship attempted to limp into the nearest port, the weather intensified, and the ship, along with its 160 passengers and crew, found itself fighting just to stay above the waves. The ship put out a distress call and was accompanied to port by a naval vessel, from which this video was shot. Against all odds, the vessel made it to safety, giving its passengers an experience they'll never forget, and leaving the captain confounded. He would later tell the media that in over 150 trips sailing similar routes, he had never seen weather even approaching this storm's intensity.
Can you imagine just like being on that and like you're a captain in charge of 150 people and you just don't even know what's like going on, you don't know what to do? Like that's I don't even know, man. It's a little scary. That's all I gotta say. But you guys already know this is a little different. 10 biggest waves ever recorded. Insane. Let me know in the comments if you guys want me to do anything similar to this, and I will definitely keep them coming. But other than that, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.